The Boss and the Sauce Show.
Boss and the Sauce Show.
Boss and the Sauce Show.
Boss and the Sauce Show. Here we go.
By popular demand. What up, now? It's Friday night, y'all. We back Friday night. We did do a Friday night a couple weeks ago, and our people said we like this. As a matter of fact, look at the chat already. We got the chat lighting up on a Friday night. Hey, don't look at it as you're not in the in crowd because you're not out Friday night and you hanging here with us. Just think of it as you trying to get ahead for tomorrow, okay? Because we're trying to get you ahead for tomorrow. You'll have plenty of other stuff to listen to, watch, research, whatever. But we just gonna do our part. You know what I'm saying? We just gonna do our part and leave it right there, though. What up, though, Wind Down? How you feeling? What up, Con Clips? How you doing?
Good to be here with you.
Now, I got to give my man Kong a proper introduction, man. So you know this guy's been around town now. You know what I'm saying? You see him on PSR, you see him on Jimmy's show, all that stuff. You know, I watch the show. I'm not always in the chat or whatever, but I watch the show, and I like the way the guy caps, you know what I'm saying? And he's down with this good old college football thing that everybody's scared of. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's why they call him Kong, because he's here with us tonight, man. We are glad to have you here, man. We welcome you here. Who-Bangin is a home for all the cappers, so anytime, any place, man, you can show up on here and hang out with us, though. But I appreciate you coming on the Boss and the Sauce with me and my man Wine Time today. Unfortunately, Big Ragu is not here, but we still got it popping. How you feeling, Kong?
Big shoes to fill. Big shoes to fill, bro. Appreciate you for having me. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Run it up. Hit the like button. We're going to get to some money tonight. Coming off a massive week. College football is where I make my money. It's a short season, so we got to get in and get out while we can.
I like your style, man. I like your style. And Wine, live from one of the places you could be from around here. How you feeling today? Is the breeze at the back of your neck? Is the air real quality real good? How's it going out there, man?
No, shout out to you, DJ Big Boss. You know, I tell you this all the time, man. This is my favorite thing right here to cap college football with you guys. Love doing this. Excited for the card this weekend, guys. This is, to me, probably the most exciting week we've had of college football this season. So many good games and just so much on the line already this early in the season. We've seen coaches get fired this year. This game right here, Virginia, Florida State's a good one. And if you guys see my reaction to this ASU TCU, you might think it's a big play by ASU because I am on ASU, but I know my guy Kong here is on TCU. So if you see him on the other side celebrating, it's probably because TCU scored. But shout out to everyone that's in the chat. Shout out to Shane Brown. He said rent's due. Rent is due. Let's get it.
Yeah, rent is due.
Yes,
and it's going to get paid. It's going to get paid regardless of how it happened this weekend. I guarantee you that. Can't play that in today's date and time, man. What y'all want to get to first? Y'all want to jump straight into the biscuits and gravy, or y'all want to save a couple flicks I got from AC to the end, or y'all want to hear about AC first?
It's up to you, boss, man.
Your show.
Hey, I say let's get into the meat of things, man, and go right into this biscuits and gravy picks. I don't know if Kong knows, but you know we in the Westgate contest in Vegas, and we're in there as biscuits and gravy. And shout out to us, man. 14, 13, and 1. It's 15 pages of people that's in the contest, and we are on the 4th page. Doesn't mean that we in the top 100, but we on the 4th page. But we got to get some things right. We got to hit the board 6 and 1 at least once or twice quick. Because I want to at least get into the 100, and then we really kind of really sweat it out and bring it up. But yeah, this is the biscuits and gravy section of our show. So these picks are already done. We're just gonna kind of go over them. But Kong, feel free to tell us how you on the other side. Feel free to tell us however you want. The picks are in. We can't change that, so it's not even a big deal. But let's go.
Roger that.
Okay.
Give up on my way home, yeah. Hey.
Get me
Let's
hungry, boss. Get me
eat.
hungry.
Let's eat. If you're gonna be up all night drinking and all that stuff, get you some biscuits and gravy to sop that up for the next day. But the picks are laid out. First, before we even go into the picks, let's go to Kong. Tell us what you think about our picks right here. Which ones are you with us on? Which one are you against? Let us know where we at. Because we've been doing this for a while now, and it's getting a little hard. I mean, we try to match up how many games we got, just going on in our head. And when we hit the table this week, I swear, like, we were all on the other side of stuff and we was all over the place. So we kind of barreled in to get what we got out right here. And I think we got a good product. We're on the way right now with ASU. We got Houston coming up later. But which one of these you got,
Yeah.
Cone?
So I gave out Houston Sunday night at 11.5. I love this Houston team. Connor Wegman, it looks like he found an offense that he's comfortable in. I love Houston. And they're playing Oregon State. Oregon State coming off of a tough rivalry game with Oregon. I think you're in the money with Houston. I'm on the other side of you with Iowa. You got a 7.5. I like the 7.5. I gave out Indiana at 6.5 on Monday. And that's moved up. I believe I've seen it at 8.5 a little bit ago. Washington, I think it's a solid play. Oregon on the road. Sayan's first start on the road, not just this year. It's his first start on the road playing college football. It's a huge deal. Washington with the second longest home winning streak in the country. I think you got a good play on Washington. I have not moved on the game yet myself. I've got a lot of action in, and that's not one of them. Georgia at home. It's Georgia at home. They've got the longest winning streak in the country. I will say that I have looked at backing Alabama. I haven't quite got there yet. I'm on the over. I think there's points to be had. I believe it flies over the total. Their last, I want to say it was their last 7 games. Maybe it was 6 games. Their last few games have averaged a total of 62 points scored in the Georgia-Alabama game. Man, you got the Bulldogs at home. I think you're good there. I have not got into Air Force or BYU, and I am on TCU tonight. I love this TCU team. I just don't see how Arizona State gets it done. I've got TCU in a couple ways. I'm on the money line. I'm on the plus 2.5. And I like Josh Hoover over 2.5 passing touchdowns.
Yeah, a lot of people like Josh Hoover in that one.
Yeah.
Let's start off with, the game's already on. Wine, why don't you give them a quick cap of that ASU?
Yeah, this is an interesting game, guys. I was able to get in early. I got in on the money line at minus 130 on Monday. That's probably the lowest number you could have gotten, and it ended up closing around a minus 150, minus 155. I think this is going to be a really close game. I kind of talked about it, that these teams match evenly well. For me, it was really just being in Tempe, Arizona, and I thought they'd be able to get it done at home. I think this is a must-win game for ASU. But I do think that TCU is a really good ball team as well. And there goes Sam Lemmet for 12 yards. Let's go, first down. But it's going to be a fun ball game. I'm excited for this game. I'm watching it as we're going live right now. So if you guys see my reaction, that's why. And but as far as the other game, Houston, boss, I'm actually on. I gave out Oregon State with Jimmy the Bag today by plus 13.5. So it's like, it's bittersweet. If I win, I win my bet. If we win, I want to sweep this week. I want to go 7-0 on biscuits and gravy. I want to hit every single one of these plays this week. It'd be so nice, because if we did that, boss, maybe we get on that page 3. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Move up at least one page. I like
Yes,
that.
sir.
I like that. But we have some agree and disagree points right here, and we've had those this year. And the slogan has been, "Hey, I'm rolling with the boys." It's, if you're on the other side, it's okay. It's not going to hurt what we're doing at biscuits and gravy, but we still rolling with the boys. So like you said, it's bittersweet in that spot right there. And I feel the same way about a couple other spots too. But you got anything else on the ASU? I'm going to jump over to Houston.
No, nothing else.
Okay. So on the Houston game right here, for me, Kong, it was more like Oregon State is 0-4 ATS. Houston's 3-0 ATS. And in the stat categories, Houston on paper dominates in every single category. And at this point of the season, I'm looking for the teams I'm trying to step on the teams this week that are going to bottom out. You feel me? I'm trying to get my claws like, okay, this is the worst team in the conference. And Oregon State has been looking like they could fulfill that shoe of being. Shout out to my man Razor in this motherfucker. Shout out to my boy Pops in here too, man. It was crazy. I'll tell you a quick story after I finish this cap. But yeah, I like that one. And also it's a play on the number. I've been on the number 14 for 14 and a half for the first 4 weeks of the season. And it's a sweet spot, but it can catch you up too. And this one right here, because of the dominance in the stats, then I had to take Houston right here. And this week I took a little look into who was doing what, ATS and all that kind of stuff. Because like I said, I'm trying to claw into something. You know, I feel so bad last year. Go for it.
I can say that I've backed Houston every week this season, and I've actually watched their games. This team looks really good. Like top half of the conference type of team, and playing a team in Oregon State. I mean, I think Oregon State's a little better than Oklahoma State, and we know what they look like. I'm going to fade Oklahoma State until they put up some sort of an effort or a fight. I'm going to be fading Oklahoma State because I believe that's probably the worst big team in the country.
Yeah, I feel you on that 100%. And in this next spot, my man Wine and Big Ragu, we completely transparent over here. They was digging the Iowa game right here. But me looking at the game, I kind of wanted to lean Indiana on the fact that just people just doubting them again and doubting them again and doubting them again. They put up a great performance. Like, it's a machine that's moving. It's a well-oiled machine moving at this point. But I do understand from the history of college football, Iowa plays football just a little different than most places, and they have a tendency to slow teams down. And 7.5 is like a number they don't really get unless they're really playing like, top ranked opponent. So in this spot right here, it's kind of a gift, you know what I'm saying, to get 7.5. So when the boy said that, I just stayed off of the game totally, even though I feel a little way Kong doing that. But what's your cap on this one? Tell me some more. I've been listening to a lot of stuff about Iowa that's got me comfortable with the pick. You know what I'm saying? Because it's some ATS stats too that match up in this point. And then that one, ATS wise, they've kind of won a couple outright of those games that were 7.5 or above for them. So how'd you get right here, Wine?
Yeah, I got here, guys. You guys know me. I'm an Iowa kind of guy. I like backing these kind of programs. I like backing the programs that don't really have a lot to work with. But they've got a head coach over there, boss, as you know, that I highly respect, and Coach Kirk. I think he's one of the best coaches in college football with the talent that he has. The fact that he's able to be consistent 8 to 9 winners in the Big Ten over these years is just very impressive. And I thought it was an impressive win over Rutgers in a very hostile environment last Friday night, guys. That was a very hostile environment. It was a blackout night and all that. And Iowa was able to take care of business. It was a tough game. But, going into this game, Indiana blew the doors off Illinois, and that was a game I stayed off of because I wanted to be on Indiana. I had my cap on Illinois going into the season. I just really couldn't get there with Indiana, though. And what happened? They blew the absolute doors off them. Everything that Coach Cignetti's doing right now, he might be the best coach in all of college football, if we're being completely transparent, just what he can do out there. But I just think this is going to be a very hostile environment in Iowa City here. It's going to be crazy. They're going to be rocking and rolling. It's a big game for Iowa. It's a big game for both teams. And do I think Indiana is going to win? Probably. I didn't sprinkle Iowa money line like I have on a couple dogs here, like Washington that we'll talk about here. But in this game, I just figured you're going to give me 7.5 points. I'll take it. It's at an 8 now, though. And you see Iowa as an 8-point dog at home. You don't see that too often unless it's against Ohio State. You know what I mean? This is Indiana. So maybe I'm on the wrong side of this one. My bet's placed already. I'm confident I'm going to be rooting for the Iowa Hawkeyes because I just believe their home field advantage is going to be different. Really crazy atmosphere there today. They better be rocking and rolling there. But we'll see. But yeah, I love Iowa. I think they're going to absolutely cover the spread.
Yeah, I'm with it too, man. Go for it.
I've got a couple numbers that led me to Indiana. And again, I did give Indiana out on Sunday at 6.5. It's a huge difference between the 6.5 and the 7.5. To make you feel better about the Iowa pick, Indiana is coming off of a huge emotional win. I mean, it was an easy win, but there was a lot of hype leading up to the game. Um, and another thing is that Illinois lost a bunch of their secondary that game.
Yeah.
So it was slim pickings. I mean, it was just Indiana tearing up a bunch of bench players. So I really don't weigh that game too much into what's going to happen here because again, it was bench players that were playing. But usually I'll give plays out on a Sunday like the 6.5 if I feel like the number is short. That's usually what my early plays are for the week, and hence why I gave out Indiana. But here I got Indiana is third in offensive success rate. They're second in defensive havoc. They're first in tackles for loss. And Signetti is 13-5 ATS on the road as the coach of Indiana. Iowa is last in the country in explosiveness. Just a couple things there that tells me that I don't see Iowa being able to keep up. But we do know that it's at Iowa, and Iowa's just a different monster at home. We look at all the big teams that have gone in there, and it's been a 14-12 game or a 14-10 game. That Iowa defense's home is it's a whole nother animal to deal with. So I think you're in a good spot getting the 7.5 over the touchdown. I wouldn't play Indiana minus 7.5. I got the 6.5 that I'm comfortable with.
Yeah, and we still waiting on that quarterback at Iowa to break out too. Like he's
What's
playing
great,
kind of mediocre.
what's crazy too is that Iowa's second in the nation in like least amount of flags, only to Army. So it's like just know like the discipline they teach over there at Iowa. Like they don't miss tackles. Like just like in the summertime when it's absolutely hot out there in Iowa City, you don't see you see these guys on the West Coast, two-hand like half tackling. Those guys are tackling out there because you got to practice what you're going to do in a game, and you have to practice tackling. In my opinion, if you don't practice tackling, it's the number one thing that you should be doing. I get it, you don't want to risk injury, but it's a key to football, and that's why Iowa has been so good these last couple of years. But yeah,
we did a nice piece on Iowa right there. ESPN, y'all edit that up. We did the whole history and everything. But let's keep it rolling, man. So this Washington game, and same like the Iowa game, I was kind of leaning into Ohio State. I mean, and that just goes back to me trying to find, put my claws in the team that's just that team, the most dominant team. Like, right now it's kind of like Oregon, Ohio State, a couple others. But I'm trying to find which one is it and jump on it now. And this is going to be the greatest test for them. And I mean, I read the whole story on Washington. I see, the running game they got. I know what they got going on right there, but it's the differences in conferences, the differences in style of play, the different levels of coaching, compared over there. So I kind of like the other side a little bit, but my guys came through. They always on Washington. Like I said, I seen the positive sides. I'm just after what happened with Alabama and a couple other teams, how media hyped them up, and we talked about this before. I'm kind of like I'm tending to side on the side of not when the like I wasn't on Texas Tech last week because I felt like it was just a little bit too overhyped. Like they really haven't been put to test, but Texas Tech played excellent and they gained my respect out of that one. And this one of those games. That's kind of how I feel like about Washington too. Like I don't know. It's the story you telling sounds good. I can't really weigh it too much versus the teams that you played, but you are going to get a top level opponent that plays at one of the highest levels in the country or whatever. So if you're not ready to play that day, it don't work like that. But my man Wine, he knows all about the temperature of the atmosphere of the places these people play, and he knows exactly what's going on right here. And I left the control to him and Beggar and Goo right here. We rolling with Washington. I'm with it. 8 points is a lot of points in the game period. And you can have the whole I mean, I tell people all the time, Ohio State either starts off fast or starts off slow. So if they start off slow and Washington doing the right thing, Washington get up in the first half. I mean, will they come back? Because Ohio State come back and cover in the second half sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So if they come back and cover the second half, I don't know. But if we riding in there with Washington, I hope it comes down to a field goal and we cash that one. But anything y'all want to add to the Washington pick?
I like Washington on the spread here, guys. I think they might win this game outright, boss. It just seems like, I mean, we touched on, I mean, Julian Sain making his first career road start ever, and Husky Stadium is a very hostile. It's 70,000 out there in Seattle. It's right there on the water. It's a place that everyone, I think, is going to need to witness at some point. If you like college football, don't get me wrong, it might be a little cold down there when you go to the game, but I think this crowd's going to be rocking and rolling here at Husky Stadium. And Ohio State's coming to town. When was the last time a team like Ohio State came to town here? It's been quite some time. So give me Washington, give me Jed Fish. I believe in everything that Jed Fish stands for as a coach. I like Jonah Coleman. I think other than Jeremiah Love, maybe we'll see by the end of the season, but this might be the best running back in all of college football. And Jonah Coleman, he's been running wild so far. I know he hasn't faced anyone good, but there's a reason why he stayed. He could have probably got drafted in the 4th, 5th round in the NFL and probably made a roster and probably made his way up in the depth chart, as a lot of these rookie running backs have been doing, or at least get snaps. But he came back for his senior year because he believes in what they're building at Washington. So give me Washington. I think they're going to win this game outright.
I like it. You got anything to add on that one, Colin?
I do. Coming into the season, I started doing some breakdowns on teams 8 weeks out, and was going on Medicate Monday and doing a team a week. And when it got to Ohio State's turn, I'm really low on Ohio State this year. Hear me out. So this is probably going to be Ohio State's toughest test yet. And it's hard to say that because they played Texas week 1. Well, if you look at Texas week 1, Arch Manning couldn't complete a pass. He had open receivers and could not complete the pass. So my whole thing, man, with Ohio State, I'm not an Ohio State hater by any means. They're a great program. But this great program lost every defensive lineman they had last season. Their whole defensive line's gone. They lost a lot. They keep Caleb Downs, but this team lost a lot on defense, and I don't know that they have seen what Washington's going to bring to the table here. I'm personally not comfortable playing Washington because I know the caliber of team Ohio State is. If I was playing this game, I'm on Washington. You got Julian saying not only is it his first road start, but he's traveling from Columbus, Ohio, all the way out by you, big boss, all the way to the coast. It's not a light travel spot. It's a big travel spot. Going to a hostile crowd. They haven't seen a game like this since Penix was there. I think Washington with the points is going to be the side. I think this could be a defensive battle, low-scoring game. I think you're on the right side with Washington.
Thank you. We thank you for your blessings for sure. But, shout out to the chat too. They're on it too. They bless us with that one too. The Air Force pick right here. This is Big Ragoos. And I told it because it's a lot of factors. Hawaii playing, I'm a Mountain West guy anyway. So Hawaii playing on U.S. soil is always a bad thing for them. And it usually has to do with the time difference. This game is at 1 o'clock. So Air Force tried to stick it to them anyway. This Air Force team is slowly developing. They're going to be putting some pounds and some pressure on those Hawaii boys on offense and defense. It's just a different type of team to deal with. And the whole size factor too. A couple of years ago, they allowed the Air Forces and the militaries to size up on the line. So these guys are now there. They now got the guys that are huge on the line. So I think Air Force gets their act together as the season go long. They did hold their own a little bit against Boise. And Hawaii, man, Hawaii's just going to be an up and down team. And I think everything's just going to get to them. It's an early day team. I like Air Force a lot. Plus, I like Air Force defense. which some people say is slipping. It's not like it usually is, but against this Hawaii team, who offense is sometimes kind of clumsy. The quarterback has been in and out of injury. They got a lot of stuff going on over there in Hawaii, coming over here early in the day. What if it's 1 here, then it's what, probably like 8 a.m. or some shit, like a 6 hour backwards difference or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's like, how they gonna do that? You know what I'm saying? So
Is Mikey Alejado in?
see, that's another thing. You never know if
I think he is, but he's been banged up and he hasn't looked so.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought he was going to look a lot better. He made a lot of mistakes in the last game, but I don't know. I hope he's in. I mean, I kind of hope he's not in because we're on Air Force, and I'm probably going to tail this pick because it all makes sense. I don't have much to say about this game, but I might end up tailing it right now. I might put this 6.5 in right now as we speak. I'm going to look at it.
Yeah, and then the big game, Georgia and Alabama. I mean, I was when it first came up, I was just thinking maybe this is a spot to get some of my money back that I wasted on Alabama in week 1. Maybe this is a rebate game right here. I don't really believe both of the teams really have they Swiss cheese on both sides. They both have holes in the defense, lacking on the offense and air. And I mean, I tend to want to go under in this game just because they don't. But Jam Miller is back, and that helps them out a little bit. Nobody got they couldn't even get good footage on him going into it. But I don't really like backing injured players because they tell you early in the football player's career that you're only as good as you get past your first injury. And some cats never rekindle after the first injury. So Jam Miller, little injury, beginning of the season, who knows? Maybe it makes him hungry or maybe it makes him regress. We don't know. But I kind of like taking the Alabama side. Just I don't know. I think I'm a little soft on Kalen DeBoer. But speaking of Kalen DeBoer, they talking about tossing him for Sig Signetti. They say Sig Signetti used to be over there coaching wide receivers or something with Saban, and they all aboard on moving that out. But that's bad for DeBoer. I think DeBoer, he's one of those coaches, you got to give him 4 years, man. Let him try to develop something. I mean, he is playing behind some big shoes, but a win in this game right here could change everything around for them. And then on the Georgia side of things, I don't. It's nothing that Georgia do that you really like. You know what I'm saying? It used to be that they could beat you up in the fourth quarter, and just however bad they were doing before, they could just gain their will on you in the fourth quarter and win the game. And it's not so much like that. Like it's really they don't even win the trenches sometimes, which is strange for Georgia. But we all know early preseason stuff, like those kids up there at Georgia are wild as hell, man. They driving SRTs and getting in DUIs and all that kind of stuff. They a little partying too hard. That's what success do, right? That's how success start going downhill. They had great success at the beginning. Now everybody's getting comfortable. They paid and all that. Now it's showing on the field from time to time. But all my dog lovers and they talking that dog talk. So I'm particularly off the game all the way. But our guys got us on Georgia. How much are you see like in Georgia? Why?
I wasn't on Georgia. I was very close to moving on Bama, and Bama is now at 2.5. So, little side thing to know for Georgia backers, though. I mean, Kong already touched on it, but 54-1 last 55 home games straight up. This is pretty much a pick 'em at this point. I mean, if you're on that angle, it's pretty crazy. Like how do you back Bama? Which is why I couldn't back Bama. Which is why I stayed off this game. Must watch TV. Must watch football right here with these two teams. It's going to be a fun game for sure, but I couldn't actually bet this game.
Yeah. You got anything you want else? I gave us a little bit earlier, Colin. You got anything else on Georgia? You said you was on the other side too, right?
I haven't moved yet. But if I was going to, I would grab the points. I think this is going to be a close game. I think it's going to be back and forth. I am looking at a prop in this game. I know we're not doing that right now, but Ryan Williams over his receiving yards, it's sitting at 64.5. We know this Georgia defense. The same thing with the Alabama defense. They're both bad on the back end. I think you're going to get a lot of points here. I'm on the over, but you can't go bad backing Georgia at home. I mean, just from the past history, it's almost a blind bet to back Georgia.
Yeah, some crazy stat about what is it, 9 times at Georgia at Bama's beat them 9 in a row or something like that, 8 in a row, somewhere up in there. But this is the chance to
Yeah.
catch Bama while they down though for Georgia. But moving along to BYU because we're gonna spend way too much time on biscuits and gravy because these bets are already set. It ain't no changing this shit. But BYU, yeah, that was me. I like Bear Brockmeyer. You know, I watched Hank Brockmeyer and Bear Brockmeyer is a lot better. They are going into Colorado. I usually take Colorado when they're at home, but I think Deion is done, man. I think the team know it.
Yeah.
I mean, they got quarterback issues. I mean, it's like he's just trying to hold the thing together with his heart or something. I don't know. But you know, all the winning at home and all that, they did what they gonna do financially wise. Everybody got their money back. You know what I'm saying? The glasses people didn't benefited. You know, the party's over basically in Colorado. I say. And this one right here, I mean, they playing a BYU team. These kids are older than these kids. And we've seen with Deion's career, he just can't play those teams that's just a level up on the. I mean, you know, the lower level teams, you know, he can Oregon States and stuff like that. He can hang with those teams and show off. But when it comes to top tier teams, he took it bad in the past, right? And I think this is a spot he takes it bad at home. Nobody's gonna be mad at Deion for losing bad or whatever to BYU. I mean, it's a grown man team. They travel well. You know, everything about them is up here. As a matter of fact, I think the line came out at like 4.5 or 3.5. It jumped to 6 real quick. I wasn't even able to get it to 6.5. So I'm liking BYU in this one. It's one of the last games on the clock. I know from going to Atlantic City now. None of y'all on the East Coast is gonna watch that shit. Even if you bet it, you going to bed. You're not watching that shit. That should be on.
I'm up.
It started at what, 8 o'clock? I mean, it started at 11 over there.
11 o'clock.
Kickoff
I'm
is at
up.
11. Nah, man.
Yeah.
I'm in my late 40s, man. I'm sleeping on it. But I've learned through years of capping that you know you gotta trust your capping. Like you staying awake watching the game ain't gonna make the team win. You know what I'm saying? But as a capper, watching the game is where you pick up a lot of stuff for future bets, stuff like that. So
Yes,
I don't know.
sir.
I would have to watch that one in the morning. I'm even Dodger games and all that shit now. I'd be knocked out on. I wake up like they lost,
I
motherfucker.
hear you.
They was up
Yeah.
7-1 in the 8th inning. And what the hell happened? Look, my man Pops said he gonna be up, man. My man Pops was out there in AC, man. He rolled um breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and late night too. Shout out to Pops. He was on the biscuits and gravy. He knew everything that happened and all that kind of stuff, and he knew our record. He made me really feel good. I told him too. I'm like, man, to know that people are listening and remember and all that kind of stuff means a lot to us because you know it ain't like we making big money to come on here and say stuff. It's the little things that really count. So,
Right.
in the chat, the stuff y'all say in the chat, trust me, it goes a long way. That's what keep us coming back. If it wasn't for that, we'd be like, they don't like me. I'm good. But I shout out to those people. That's the biscuits and gravy right there for the week, y'all. We're gonna move over into some other spots. We got to do our man AC. He's not in the chat right now, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna catch this on the rewind. But our man NC33, he gives a pick every week. Last week, he fell a little short. We had 61, and it fell on 59, and we didn't cover that over. But he's a great capper, and he always gives us a few treats. Got a couple treats for us today. Check these out.
Oh, come on!
Okay. Yeah, shout out to our guy. I think he's what is this? If this is the 5th week, he didn't play the first week. I think he's 2-2 in his plays that he gives. So shout out to that. He got a bonus pick for y'all today. So definitely gonna put a little something on that. Now moving into our regular picks. I don't we'll get to it. Whatever you want to get. I got a cold or something coming. At the end, Con, because I don't have your games already lined up for you. But
all good.
LSU, Mississippi. I'm on this one. Are you on this one, Wine?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they talked me off of this one. I was really on LSU. We had some shits and giggles about this one right here. But go ahead, give me your version, Wine.
Yeah, I think Ole Miss, I think they're going to have the advantage playing at home here. And I think LSU really hasn't been tested too much. I mean, we thought week 1 against Clemson, we were all high on Clemson going to this season. It ends up being a fluke over there. Wasn't necessarily the most impressive win. Now, if they do take care of business in Mississippi, this would be their most impressive win. But I just think Brian Kelly, we know he ain't going to go perfect in a season. Eventually, he's going to mess up at some point. I think this is a spot on the road going to a hostile environment. These guys are rocking and rolling out there. We're seeing that Simon Simmons is not going to be playing in this one, so they're going with the backup quarterback from the FCS program who's been looking really good the last couple weeks. I think that they're going to be able to win this game. I got in on the money line. I like the -1.5, whatever you can get. I just think that, especially seeing all the social media stuff about Lane Kiffin's daughter and all that stuff, and he's going to want to run it up on these guys, and I think he's going to be able to. So give me Lane Kiffin. You know what I mean? Boss, I'm a Lane Kiffin guy. I know you're not a big Lane Kiffin believer, but I've always liked him over the years and stuff. So I'm going to take Ole Miss here. It wasn't a team I was high on going into the season. But I'm curious to see what Trinidad can do, their new quarterback, and see what he can do throwing the ball downfield against an impressive defense. So it's going to be a test. It's Ole Miss's by far their toughest game too. Give me Ole Miss. What do you think about this one, Kong?
Yeah, you found me. You found me. Talk that shit one time. Ole Miss, man. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not part of my cap. I was on Ole Miss before I heard the news. Don't mess with a man's daughter, bro. Do not. Don't mess with a man's daughter. You hear Lane Kiffin come out and say, "Take the over." I'm gonna be the first one to tell you, Lane Kiffin's not telling you to take the over because his defense is going to fold and they're going to go back and forth. Lane Kiffin's telling you to take the over because he's going to run up the score on his daughter's boyfriend, Whit Weeks. I don't see how Ole Miss don't win this game. LSU's played Clemson. Yeah, huge win. Clemson looks great right now. Wink, wink. I was high on Clemson. I'll be the first to admit I was high on Clemson coming into the season, but that is not an impressive win. I got some stats here. Ole Miss, since the beginning of last season, the lower ranked team favored over the higher ranked team. They're 15-4 ATS and straight up. And you have that situation here. Ole Miss, the lower ranked team, favored over LSU, the higher ranked team. And this is at Ole Miss. I think LSU gets their wake up call here. Ole Miss is underrated right now. The quarterback's out. We got a backup quarterback coming in, and this kid might be better than their starter. Chambliss he's a monster, bro. Love this Ole Miss team. Just watched the Lane Kiffin documentary that come out this weekend. Pretty interesting. I didn't know all this about Lane Kiffin. Pretty cool. Go check it out. I'm on Ole Miss here, man. Lay the 1.5 money line. However you get to the bag, I think Ole Miss is good money.
Let me tell y'all the other side. For the cat in the chat, sports scientists, for you in the chat, I'm gonna have to represent for LSU. Man. You know what I'm saying? All this social media bullshit. First of all, Lane has not had that kind of relationship with his daughter. If you go look into it, he said he's happy to be in her life at this time and still have presence because he don't like her mama. He flaunts him. She's doing this flaunting shit on purpose to him. He's not about to go stand for shit. And if he was trying to tell us what to take, why the fuck would he tell us to take the over? Tell us to take motherfucker Ole Miss, right? Why would you tell us take the over? What kind of shit does that mean? You know what I'm saying? They're really struggling on offense, which is a part of his game that we didn't expect him. He's really kind of an offensive guy, but he got some defense in him too. But he does design his team from defense on in. He has a great defense. The offense is suspect. LSU defense is better than their offense some strange way, and they're coming off a bye. Now, I don't really like teams coming off a bye because a lot of time not being in physical contact and all that kind of stuff kind of slows them down in the first half, and they got to kind of gear it back together. But me being a Notre Dame fan, having Brian Kelly as a coach for a long time, he prides himself in preparation. That's why you always see him. He might play the best game of the year, the first game of the year, and the rest be shit. But he prides himself in preparation. This is the time to put some preparation. He's 5-2 at LSU off a bye coming into this game against crazy fucking Lane Kiffin. Y'all gonna be so mad when he just do some dumb shit because he just shows up sometimes and just do lackadaisical. How you gonna be lackadaisical as a top coach? Lackadaisical on what's going on in the game, your play calling and all that kind of stuff. So I'm just not a fan of Lane for the most part. I shouldn't be a fan of Kelly the way he did my squad. But I think out of Lincoln Riley and Kelly, I'm watching them both because they got a lot to prove. These are $100 million blueprints. These are the blueprints to the money. You know what I'm saying? So one of them got to budge. And as much as a lot of it's a lot of hate on Kelly, and the hate on Kelly is reasonable. They're switching the voice up and the crazy antics that he does and all that with the player. That shit is silly and it's distasteful. And I see why people don't like him. But as a coach with the LSU, and he has a quarterback, he ain't been playing the best, but he's a top recruit. I bet you when it comes down to it, he gonna be on the top ones because he has all the mechanics and the skills to be a great quarterback. It's just to me, I've always said Kelly put teams in position and somehow they just crap out at the position. Like he be winning in the fourth quarter most of the games that he lose. But I took my money off of LSU because these guys, they killed me in the text about taking this LSU. I wanted to take it in the biscuits and gravy. They're like, nah, we really don't like that one. But I'm not falling for the social media banana in the tail like bullshit. That's a whole. It's fucking Kelsey and the other girl all over again. This is a social media bullshit, man. And I took my money off. I was gonna go half a unit instead of whole unit. I might not even bet it. I might just sit there and watch it because I don't want to be involved with that. But yeah, LSU and Mississippi. Let's keep it moving, man. Where we at? He really gets under my spine. So
yeah.
Oh, that's big Ragu pick. He not here. Here we go. My man Wine talks on this one right here. Illinois and USC. USC -6.5 on the road. And USC has not proven that they can play on the road. Like I cashed with Purdue that they wasn't gonna cover the spread. I mean, it's a lot of travel, man. The travel, the time, and I know I just came back from Jersey. And one of the takes I had was us California people are some spoiled motherfuckers. I mean, we like top cleanliness is not clean enough for us. And and when you go back south and back east, they just kind of deal with what they have sometimes. These prima donna kids going out to Chi-Town to play Illinois. I don't know. I can't really trust them. You trust them, why?
No way. I haven't trusted USC yet this season. They haven't yet to fail me these last two games, Purdue and Michigan State. The two bottom feeders of the Big Ten outside of UCLA and Northwestern. I think Michigan State's absolutely awful. I think John O. Smith's going to come over to UCLA here pretty quick because I think he's going to realize he's not going to be able to win over that Michigan State. Michigan State, they had, don't give or take, it was like a 75-yard touchdown with 3 minutes left. Should that have happened? Probably not. But that's what we kind of see from USC year in and year out. Even with D'Anton Lynn, it's just the explosive plays they give up on defense. I believe everything they're doing on offense. I think Wayman Jordan is a top running back despite his size and him coming over from the JUCO level. I think he's a really good running back. I think he's going to be playing in the league here next year. I think he's a really good guy back there. You got to talk about Mekhi Lemon, my guy right out here out of Los Alamitos High School. Right, same high school my pop. It's one of the best 1-2 punches in all of college football. Looks like Jacoby Lane won't be playing in this one. It's not a for sure thing yet as of right now. Wow, it's a big play right there by TCU. Almost a touchdown. Holy crap. With that being said, I'm on Illinois here. I think it's going to be a hostile environment in a place where USC struggled last year. I know it's a different team this year, but if Illinois, you kind of want them to ground and pound, but they've been better on the explosive play so far this season, which is surprisingly enough. They've got so much talent and older guys on that roster that have been there for forever. I'm going to trust that in the game. They just got the doors blown off them. They can at least stay within this game, stay within a touchdown. I got the +7 at -120. It's -110 now. So we'll see what happens. I don't trust USC on the road. If this was at home, it'd probably be a different story, but I think this is going to be a very hostile. That's a touchdown TCU, 14-0 TCU. Kong, take it away.
I'll be the bearer of bad news, or I'll bring it in the opposite side here. USC coming east, traveling backwards in the time zones, laying the big numbers. I laid it with USC playing Purdue. I do believe, though, if we don't have the 3-hour delay from the storms, I think USC stays on track and they cover that game. Last week, playing Michigan State, I was on USC in the first half. I got an early number 2 on the full game at 13.5 and laid that. The late number was 14.5. So depending on when you got the number, you covered or you didn't cover. I don't think laying the big numbers with USC away from home is a smart thing to do. I can agree with that. But the small number under a touchdown, I give out USC -6.5 at -110 on Sunday. I think anything under a touchdown, this USC team's the better team. USC is first in offensive success rate. They're second in net yards per play. They're also second in tackles for loss. This USC defense looks a lot better than what they've had the past few years because they have been porous the past few years. I can see them getting better. Maybe it is baby steps here and there, but I see this defense getting better for USC and this offense. Maybe 3 weeks ago, I think it was week 2, maybe it was week 1. I said, grab Jaden Mayava to strike the Heisman pose at the end of the season at 60-1. I mean, 60-1. With this offense, I just don't see how Illinois keeps up with all of the problems they had in their secondary last week. I can't imagine that's all fixed in 7 days. I know a couple of the guys are back. I don't see the problems in the secondary getting fixed, and I think USC torches this secondary. And do I think they go into Illinois and win by 14 or 21? No, but I think they cover the touchdown. So I'm on USC full game -6.5.
I like it. I like hearing the other side. Ain't nothing wrong with hearing the other side. Like I always tell cappers, the greatest thing is hearing the other side from another capper so we can go back and forth. Either I'm going to like my pick more or I'm going to be smart enough to back off. So, yeah, I don't know where that puts y'all in the chat of what y'all have on the game, but that was a great 2 sides of the same game. Let's keep it moving, though. Hey, but I heard that the defensive coordinator at USC might be up for the job at UCLA.
I hope not. I don't want him here.
Okay, I'm just checking. Next up, Big Bang, Tennessee, Mississippi State. So I did take this game right here. I took this game, but I took the under 63 in this one. I think this game slows down a lot more than they think. I don't think it's just going to be a great shootout. There are a lot of great things about Mississippi State against teams not really, like a Tennessee team, but they look like who was that last year? Arizona State, right? Arizona State was ranked last in the Big 12, ended up winning the Big 12. Mississippi sitting in that spot this year. They were ranked last. We talked so bad about Mississippi in pre-games, and now they talk about this team got it all. And then when I went back and looked at it a little bit, they are returning like 9 on offense, 8 on defense or something like that. And they definitely got a chance to turn it around. So I think with defense, the game being a little something different than they thought it was going to be, I think the opposites attract, and we come up with an under game right here. So I took the under to 62.5 in this one. But one side of me wanted to take Tennessee, and then one side of me said I need to take Mississippi State because I don't know. I'm just gonna stand. I gotta stand on one side or the other, right? And I'm gonna stand on the traditional side. Out of the first 3 weeks of college football, I'm not looking at the stats. I'm not looking at what the teams did up to that point and say, oh, this they new identity or whatever. Because I know when conference play comes, shit change. That whole attitude could go from looking like they're gonna, compete to yes, they are the bottom team. It can happen in one game. So I don't really want to have much to do with Mississippi State, but getting the points, the 7 and the hook versus the Tennessee team on the road. But Tennessee played great against Georgia. They should have won the game, to tell you the truth. You know what I'm saying? But their defense is not super, super good. But I think they get there against the Mississippi State team who plans to run the ball a little bit too. So I'm liking the under in that spot. What you got on this one? Why are you on that one?
Mississippi State +8. Keep it short and sweet. It's going to be Joey Aguilar's first road start in the SEC environment. Bell Cow is going to be rocking and rolling out there, being 4-0. This is the best Mississippi State roster we have probably seen in a long time. I like everything that they're building over there with Jeff Lobby. I think he's a really good head coach, and we know he likes to run it up on the scoreboard, boss. That's why this total, I think, might – I don't know about that. I think this might go over, honestly, because I think – that I don't know who's going to stop who in this matchup because Tennessee is scoring. But at some point, I think we're going to have to see some negative regression out of Joey Aguilar because he's just not that good. Might be the system, but I think entering a hostile environment, give me Mississippi State. Maybe Tennessee pulls out a win here, but give me.
I think oh, there he's back. We lost you for a second. Why?
Oh, shit. Mississippi +8 -110.
But I think if Mississippi is the side, then that means that it does go under. That means that they do slow down Joey Aguilar.
Yeah.
They do shut Tennessee down enough to score. I don't think they're not gonna outscore Tennessee. I don't
agree.
They're just gonna outscore them. But that's why I'm on the and sometimes it's about taking those spots that are, everybody's not on because those public bets be kicking my ass. It hurts my feelings when I lose a public bet. I'm like, you shouldn't even been doing that dumb shit. You went on the 78% team and shit. Go for it.
Yeah. So there's a way we can all hit our bets on this game. I'm on Joey Aguilar. Over 2.5 passing touchdowns. We know Tennessee's going to throw the ball. We know they're fast-paced offense. There's going to be a lot of possessions. I'm on Joey Aguilar over 2.5 passing touchdowns at +165. I think if you like sprinkling big plus money spots, go out there and find you a 4+ or a 5+ touchdowns. We got a big total on this game for a reason. It is a lot of points, and it is SEC play. Really, you get a couple stops or a couple turnovers deep in the other end. This could go under. I like Joey Aguilar over 2.5 passing touchdowns. I don't see how he don't put up 3 here at plus money. Grab you some plus money on that.
Right. I like plus money, man. And I thank you for coming to the Boston the Sauce Show with some props because me and Big Ragu, we don't be really spitting them out in college football. But I think about them.
Yes,
but every
sir.
time I take a try, I mess up. But here go the big game. We had a question in the chat. They wanted to know, is wine time on UCLA this week? And I could have answered them for them, but I didn't say nothing. Tell them about it, Wine.
Oh, wow. Arizona State goes for it on 4th and 2 on their
Wow.
yard line and doesn't get it.
You got to play defense. Yeah, you got to play defense there.
That's crazy. So it is going to be turnover on downs. I'm on UCLA, guys. I'll keep it short and sweet. I think bringing in the new head coach is going to be a nice change of pace. This guy's more of a head coach. If you listen to him in the interviews, he just seems a lot more confident, and he just seems like he actually knows what he's doing. Whenever I would hear Deshaun Foster's interviews, they would just be some of the worst public speaking you've ever heard. It's crazy that he was a head coach. Loved everything he did at UCLA and what he represented. One of the best running backs ever played the game at UCLA. He has more running backs in the NFL than any other running back coach in college football. I think it's a nice change of pace, and I think that this UCLA team's a lot more talented than Northwestern. Is this going to be a hostile environment? Absolutely not. And I think that favors UCLA. I don't think the crowd noise is going to be any much of an issue here with 30,000 people there. And I think UCLA takes care of business. Do they win this game? I don't know. Do they cover 6.5? I think so. So I got the 6.5.
That is right there. You messing with this one, Cone?
I am not. But I think you're getting 6.5 points with the better quarterback here. And at some point, this UCLA team is going to get up off the mat with the coaching change. I tend to like to back teams coming off the coaching change just for the fact that they realize they're being embarrassed. You know what I mean? Your coach just got fired because of your play on the field. I would not be surprised at all if UCLA won this game.
Yeah, I
Nothing
agree
official.
too. I agree too, and they saying the coaching change is much better. Even this just a coaching change within. They say the guy is just a much better coach than Foster. But wanted to tell you, I wasn't too high on Foster from the get go.
Nobody was. He couldn't hold an interview.
I wasn't even tripping on that. I was just like, he's just, he's a lot of ex-players that were good are better position coaches than they are coaches.
Yeah.
To be a head coach, you have to be like a people person. You got to be able to balance the press with the team and the families. It's just so much involved with being a coach. And every player,
he almost caught that. That's what almost happened there. He laid out to catch that.
He almost made a great catch in the end zone. But I've seen it a lot of times in XFL, right? Because a lot of those guys, Hines Ward, a bunch of them came over try to be coaches, and they weren't the best because they're a little stubborn because they want to get on the field, I guess, and it looks crazy. But this little game I got right here, Cal and Boston College, this is a pure mismatch game right here. Basically, Boston has a heavy pass offense, and Cal has a heavy run stop defense. So they like opposite. Then Cal has a heavy pass offense, and Boston has a struggles to stop the run. So it's like they don't need to stop the run because they heavy pass. So it's just such a mismatch game that I think it's gonna take time for it to balance. And I like the under in that game. I got it a little earlier. I got a worse number than this one. I got 52.5, and it's at 53. But I like the under in this game. I mean, another West Coast team. I love taking these. I'm probably taking these for the next 3-4 years till they get adjusted. But another West Coast team going far back east should just way different. Boston hungry for a good win. But Cal, they didn't had a good win. But I think they meet in the middle right there. I think it's going to really come down to a field goal. And I don't know what side Cal could pull it off over there. If they really that team that these put together, Wilcox over there, then they go out there and they take care of business. But if Boston has a great passing offense. I don't know where Boston College defense went from though. They used to be kind of like defense heavy, but now they just offense heavy. But with that, this is like another one opposites attract type deal right here, and I'm on the under in that spot as well for the week. I'm pretty sure nobody's on this game, right?
No, nothing.
No, sir.
Yeah, I love a good bum fight, man. I wish they bring bum fight. If bum fights was on social media, it'll be in my feed all the time. Last pregame that we got right here, I think this one is mine too. This game right here, I think I love. We love Daniels over there at Kansas. But what I've noticed about Daniels is most explosive first half. So I like Kansas first half -3 in this one. I think Cincinnati could cover. Give me some more points with Cincinnati. If that gets up to maybe a 6.5, 7, which probably won't happen, but 7 points with Cincinnati, I'll take Cincinnati all day because they've shown that they can compete. But this is going to be a true test. This is like a 50-50 game right here. But I think what happens is this game is Kansas wins the first half, and the first half goes over, and the second half goes under, and Cincinnati pulls off the game because Kansas defense is not A1. They kind of give it up on the defense. But Kansas first half -3 for me. Any of y'all on this one?
Kansas -6 full game. It's -4.5 now. So the number beat me, but I do like this Kansas team. I like their offense. And I think that this is a dark horse in the Big 12, especially if they get it done here. They go to UCF on the road next week. If you get in on their Big 12 future props to win the Big 12, you're never going to get as good of odds as you're going to get probably now, especially if they win this game, because I do think they probably win in Central Florida next week too. I like this Kansas team. I'm on them full game. So, yeah, I'm right there with you.
Well, I'm looking to get like 8 to 10 points going into the second half, and I'll take Cincinnati second half plus the points. But I think go for it.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I think that's a good middle. If you can get that going into half, I can see Kansas being up. And I've preached it ever since I started betting on college football. I don't listen to the market in college football. I get a lot of crap for it. I don't listen to the market in college football. One time you laid the 6. Now it's come back to 4. In my eyes, you're getting a better number. I'm going to lay the 4. I'm going to lay the 4.5. I haven't played this game yet, but I'm going to bet Kansas -4.5. It's come down too much in my opinion. I bet into these spots all the time and have success with it. I mean, you got to pick your spots. If it's something that's going through a key number, I mean, that's a little different. Kansas minus. I don't trust this.
Nice, man.
This quarterback.
Your mic went down or something, Kong.
No, you're good.
Oh, there you go. You good now?
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah. I don't trust this quarterback for. I don't trust this quarterback for Cincinnati. I like Kansas here at the 4.5. I'm gonna lay it.
I like it. I like it down at 4.5. I mean, like I said, I was almost into taking Cincinnati plus the 6.5 when I capped it, but as it weighed on me, I was like, Daniel's gonna get his in the first half. I think teams just are not ready for how electrifying he is, and he does a lot of electrifying stuff in the first half. But I think because he's kind of light in the ass and he's trying to avoid injury, that he kind of slows down in the second half unless he has to come back. So I think, like I said, they get the lead in the first half, and Kansas try to go for him in the second. I mean, Cincinnati try to go for him in the second half. But that's the end of our bets. I think I should show y'all a little bit about AC, man. So y'all seen all the promotion and everything leading up to AC. We had about 18 guys out there, man. We had a lot of guys come in from we had cats from Chicago, we had Florida in the house, we had Cleveland in the house, we had Canada in the house, we had Rhode Island, we had Peter Loshak from New York in the house. You know, we had guys. Billy Briz came down, you know, New Jersey. Wager Detective showed up, and then we had some throwback low baggers that you guys probably don't know, like Prince of the City and Comic Rick, but we all go back now about 8 years or so. So we had a great time, man. It was a great group, and I'm gonna tell you these and Wine knows because he's been out there to Texas, but these sports bettor events are amazing, man. It's crazy how age wise and what people are into. Like after we're all into sports betting, but then we kind of break off into our groups where, you know, you got the young guys over here ready to party, you got the old guys over here ready to eat. So we just had a ball just taking over AC, going up and down the boardwalk, and I just put a couple pictures just to share. I haven't had a chance to really load up all my pictures and make a reel or something, but when I get a chance I will. But here's a couple pictures for y'all. This is a Sunday night at the Sports Break. That's a Big Ragu, Don Ricci, right there at the FanDuel. Was it FanDuel? I think it was FanDuel Sportsbook, which was beautiful right there at the Caesars Palace. This is first breakfast right here. You know what I'm saying? A team that eats together, stay together, man. You know, and we gon' eat. You see them you see them chunky plates right there. Ain't nobody eating no biscuit and water. Everybody plates is filled. We having drinks at early in the morning and all that stuff. But shout out to that. That's Razor Sharp, Nasty Nate. We got Pops over there on the right hand side, Don Ricci at the end, and some other people. This is us just strolling down the boardwalk. That's me, Dylan, Dad Father, Ix and Dom Ricci, you know, the crew just rolling down the boardwalk. Look how beautiful it was. It was great weather out there.
Yeah.
Beautiful boardwalk just to walk from casino to casino and have a good time. Then this is a little group pic we caught at the end when Billy showed up. We got Billy over there, Ix,
Let's go.
Dylan. We got Wham over there, me, all that good stuff right there. And then we had such a good time, man. You know what I'm saying? We knocked the B off of the Bally's and made it P. You know what I'm saying? We had Bally's out there. You know what I'm saying? We had the Bally's going on out there at AC. And this was a good video. First night when I got right there, I posted online Razor in the I read Razor in the sports book, and we all hung out for a little while, finishing off that Thursday night game. And at the end of that Thursday night game, as we walking out of the sports book, this is what it looked like. You see that right there? You see that right there? We cashing, baby. You see, we all meet up at the windows. I see you at the window. I see you at the window. I see you at the window, and I see you at the window. That's what I'm talking about right there. We cashing, yeah. So we had a good time out there, man. We already
what a catch.
Touchdown.
Florida State just tied it up. Florida State just tied it up with 40 seconds left on the clock. Yes, Florida State ties it up.
Holy
wow.
crap.
And fourth and goal from the 13. Tommy Castellanos rolls out of the pocket, finds his receiver in the side of the end zone to tie up the game at 35. Easy over. I preached this over all week. 1-0 going into these later games here. I'm on Houston first half for anybody that didn't know before this game starts. Houston first half -6.5. Houston full game, lay the points. Yeah, that looks like a dope trip. I can't wait until I can make it out to a trip with you guys. I'm dealing with some paper right now. As soon as I'm off, I'm game. I'll be out there to see y'all.
There we go. So we went to the West Coast. We had our Vegas thing, and we went to the East Coast. We've done that. We've all been to Southtown 101. So guess what, Kong? Our next destination is the Midwest, man. So we was trying to put something out in the Midwest. We even thought about Kentucky Derby. So everything's in the makes. But we are definitely getting back at it though. And I mean, those are some highlights of the year, man. It's a lot. We had some other stuff. We had some unforgettable stuff to mention on the trip. But those are some stories I'm gonna leave for the fellas to tell. But yeah, that was a couple clips of us out there, man. Y'all got any more picks or any plays, anything y'all want to put them on? Y'all want to tell them anything? I know my man Wine Time's gonna be on early in the morning. You on with them in the morning too, Kong?
Yes, sir.
PSR early in the morning. What's the name of y'all show? Wine Time?
The Tailgate, 7 a.m. over here. 7 a.m. over here on the West Coast. 10 a.m. over there on the East Coast.
Yeah, and now that I'm on Friday, I'll be able to be in the chat. But
yeah,
I like.
If you want to hop in, if you want to hop in, a bit tomorrow, let me know.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, I really like to Saturday mornings. I like to go do my little walks in the pool and shit. So
there you go.
The gym open at 8. I'll be able to walk for an hour and then come watch some games. But
let's go.
I don't know. I might be up at 7 or something like that. I'll probably definitely be in the chat with y'all and stuff like that. But yeah, man, I like this Friday spot much better.
Me too.
You know, I like the crowd over here. I like that I don't have to rush. And I like that it gives it time for everybody to take a look at. But yeah, I'll come see you guys in the morning and hop in the chat and all that good stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. I got a couple spots I can touch real quick. I ain't got to do too much of a breakdown. Like Wine Time said, come see us at the tailgate tomorrow morning. I gave out 22 bets last week and went 19-3. Against the spread last Saturday. Yeah, it's a day I'll never have again in my life. Just one of those days where everything goes for you. I had the Oklahoma laying the 6.5. If that tells you how my day was, we get a safety at the end of the game to cover. It was just one of them days. So we'll go to Texas A&M real quick. Texas A&M playing Auburn. Auburn coming off of that Oklahoma game, tough game for Auburn. Texas A&M coming off of a bye week. You got Auburn traveling to Texas A&M, the home of the 12th man. This Texas A&M team, watch out, because this team is dynamic on offense. They are a little porous on defense, but in order to beat this Texas A&M team, you're going to have to put up 40 points. You're going to have to score with them, and I don't see Auburn keeping up with Texas A&M here. I am on the over. I gave the over out Sunday night at 52.5. I had still good money up through 55. Love that over. I think both teams get at least both teams get up into the 30s, but I am laying it with Texas A&M -6.5 at -110. One more spot real quick. Missouri playing UMass. I dug into the weeds a little bit for this one. UMass is down 7 defensive backs. 7 defensive backs are down. I believe 6 has already been rolled out and 1 is questionable. They had a third string guy go down last week. They're talking about moving players around to play the corner spot, and that's just a recipe for disaster. Missouri -44.5. I think that's good money. I think they blow this team out. One last spot I will touch on is Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's got a huge game on deck. I'm not laying the full game here. I do think Vanderbilt in the first half, I believe the number was 12.5. I think Vanderbilt wants to get in and get out with the Alabama game on deck, so I'm going to lay it in the first half. Vanderbilt -12.5 playing Utah State. I think it's good money. I appreciate you for having me, Big Boss. Anytime, man. I'll pop in on a Friday night. This is a vibe right here. I love the time slot. We got a little mixed up. I got a little mixed up on the Pacific time and the Eastern time. But it is what it is. It all works out. I appreciate you for having me. I wish everybody the best of luck tomorrow, man. Our goal here is to beat the books collectively. And that's what we're going to do more times than not, for sure.
Absolutely, man. And I just want to say, man, you're an excellent capper. You're excellent on the show. I love your breakdown. I love a lot of things you do in just this one show from working with you right here. I love your demeanor. I love how you stand behind your plays. I love, you don't mind being on the other side. I love the little thing you said about the 6.5 was better than the 4.5. But yeah, man, I love it, man. And that's how I had to find Wine Time. Wine Time was out there giving up the goods, and I told Wine, hey, you gotta come hang out with us, man, because college football, like we know a lot of cappers, but college football, people will tell you, I don't do that. I don't mess with it, whatever. And you're on another level when you like us, and this is what we love. Like the stuff that y'all saying.
I live for this.
Yeah, the stuff that y'all saying we shouldn't be messing with. I don't know how you bet on those kids. I don't know. I didn't heard it all through the years. But
yeah,
to love it, and bleed like us is just wonderful. So I love your energy. I'm definitely gonna be hitting you up to come back and hang out with us, man. And I appreciate you for showing up today. But that's pretty much it. Why you want to send them off with an end note?
Oh man, let's get it. Great show as always. Great to have the addition of Kongs on here on the show. Always a pleasure to share the screen with my guy. One of the best college football cappers out there, guys. And yeah, be sure to tune in tomorrow. Tailgate, 7 a.m. over here on the West Coast, 10 a.m. over there on the East Coast, guys. Love you guys. Hey, the most important thing is that we cash, guys. Let's get this fucking money, guys. Let's go.
Let's go. We out of here.
The Boss and the Sauce Show.
Boss and the Sauce Show.
Boss and the Sauce Show.
Boss and the Sauce Show. Here we go.